slob of a man who squirted damn pan on my trousers. And when I gave him a tight kick, he was most indignant. He didn't think he'd done any wrong. Why? Why do we tolerate it? So much for discipline. So everybody's been extremely well disciplined so far. Will you give me your indulgence for just another few minutes? I said character. By character, I don't mean the sort of thing which the father will preach to you. Of course you must be honest. Of course you must be truthful. Of course you mustn't covet thy neighbor's wife. Not when father is listening. Of course you mustn't. All that is part of character. But I mean something bigger. It's knowing yourself, knowing what you really are. Unfortunately, we lack that sort of character. And what little we have is denuded by our fans, by the sycophants around us, by the hangers-on. Again, let me illustrate this by an example. Some years ago, Hollywood produced a picture of the great violinist and composer Paganini. And they got a very handsome actor, tall, good actor, who had some knowledge of the violin, to take the part of Paganini. And he was drilled to perfection, so that when that little cadenza was played and screened, the critics raved over it. Raved at the movement of his fingers and of his bow. And this man's fans, sycophants, hangers-on, went on telling him that he was greater than Menuhin, greater than Heifetz, greater than Chrysler. And the man started believing it. And it took 8 months in a psychiatric home to rid him of this delusion. Do you know, sir, after the 1971 conflict, my fans, my hangers-on, the sycophants around me kept telling me, "Sir, you are the greatest general the century has produced. You are better than Rommel. You are better than Guderian. Auchinleck was nothing." And just as I was beginning to believe it, the Prime Minister created me Field Marshal and sent me off to the Nilgiris. And a hard-headed, no-nonsense wife deprived one more inmate of a psychiatric home. I thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at your mercy. You can ask me any question you like, personal, pertinent, or impertinent. I'm getting deaf, so you'll have to come nearer me.
Punctuality is very essential for this. This engagement was announced at 6:30.
You're quite right, sir. I was ready. I was told I was going to be picked up at 6 o'clock. I was ready, waiting. In fact, the people who organized the function came up to me. I just came out of my bath and said, "General D'Souza says, please do not come before 6:45. So will you hang around till 6:30 and then we'll bring you here." Not my fault. I was there absolutely on time. Please blame General D'Souza. And he had a reason that everybody works till 6 o'clock. Traffic is also there, and therefore he decided it was going to be 6:45.
I would like to add that
we got to go into East Pakistan. None. Militarily. You cannot go into anybody's country. But we had 9 million refugees. We, in our own country, are starving. We don't have enough clothes, we don't have enough medical attention, we don't have enough food, we don't have enough schooling. But we had 9 million people, through no fault of our own. The Prime Minister of India, went around the whole world telling everybody that I have nothing against Pakistan. In fact, I want Pakistan to be strong. What crime have we committed that we should have 9 million people of somebody else's country in my country? You Americans, if 2 Indians go there, you kick up a row. You, the French, won't accept anybody coming in. The British don't. Why are you asking me to keep 9 million men? Yahya Khan is your friend, not mine. Please persuade him to take these people back or create conditions so that they go back. If you don't, then I shall have no recourse but to ask, I was a general then, General Manekshaw, to create those conditions. Now, we had no intention, no desire to go there. All we wanted was these people to go back. And they would never go back so long as the Pakistan army was doing what it was in East Pakistan. I certainly spoke about it. I understood the problem as a soldier and also as an Indian. Now, you asked me about Sri Lanka. The number of refugees that have come in, very small. In fact, they don't want to go back. They're being pushed back. If 2 million camels had come in, perhaps we would have had to take some action. Have I answered that question? Would the young lady stand up? Let me look at her. Don't be shy. Oh, thank you, dear. What steps are taken from the moment leadership has been our profession for thousands of years. For thousands of years. The army has provided the leadership. From the moment the man joins, he comes into an environment of discipline and somebody who is his leader there, and he learns. We don't have courses for leadership. It is by example. If the general officer commanding in chief comes unshaven, you don't expect the others to be shaven, to shave. But because he is shaven, properly washed, properly clothed, everybody else is. If the general officer or the colonel takes bribes, then you don't expect his people not to take bribes. But he doesn't take bribes. Now you ask me, why doesn't he take bribes? Everybody else in India does. And the answer is very simple. It's environment and also fear. If I gave an order and one man disobeyed it, he could be tried by court-martial and given 2 years imprisonment. If 2 men disobeyed my orders, it is considered as mutiny. He is tried by general court-martial, and given 14 years imprisonment. But in civil life, who cares? The policeman takes a bribe. The inspector takes a bribe. Somebody disobeys orders, what happens? You suspend him. He gets a writ petition by paying 25 rupees to any wakil. His case drags on. Eventually he is reinstated, probably gets promotion. But in the case of the army, there's environment from the moment he joins, plus fear. There is great fear. We Indians are alleged or supposed to be very religious people. If you read your own religious book, whether it be the Bible or the Gita or the Granth Sahib or the Quran, you automatically have discipline, self-discipline. From your childhood, if your parents are doing their duty, you get discipline into you. If you have any pride in yourself, you have discipline in you. So, talking of self-discipline, there it is. The Roman Catholic Church has done a great deal for bringing discipline into the world. It has erred at times, but it has done a great deal for bringing self-discipline. One of the things is the confession. That has brought a great deal of self-discipline in people. You can confess to yourself. When you go to bed at night, when you say your prayers, confess to yourself what wrong you have done. Otherwise, I can't give you any answer for self-discipline. Yes, sir. Yes.